You are now tuned in to the news you can use live with my co-host Mula, man. Shout out to the team D Class and C Rod. This is not the listening party. We did use the intro because I didn't get to make us an intro yet. But we in the building. Say what's up to the people.
It's your host. It's your Mario Moore, Mula man. Here we go. Ready to start the live. Let's get it going on.
Oh yeah, we live already, man. He did told y'all his government name. You want to tell him your social security number too?
Like that. Like, hey, start it over from
man. He did told y'all his government name.
Hit the
You want to tell
volume.
him your
Hit
social
the mute
security
button.
number too?
You ready? Hey, start it over from
He did told y'all his government name.
Hit the
You want to tell
volume.
him your
Hit
social
the mute
security
button.
number too?
Okay, start over. Hold on. You ready? Hey, start it over from
He did told y'all his government name. You want to tell him your social security number too?
Okay, start over. Hold on. You ready?
But yeah, man, it's our newcomer, man. Look, we got to keep the bloopers. The bloopers is funny, man. People love the bloopers. All right, we're gonna get into some music or something. Let's see what's going on. Who you listening to?
Dang, I listen to everybody. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of artists that I listen to. Let's see.
Well,
Boss Man, D-Lo. I've been rocking with him lately. Boss Man been on.
what you think about Charleston White?
Charleston White. He's funny. Hilarious.
Man, that guy is funny. Oh man, what about that South Park clip we watched? I think if we played that, we'd get banned.
I think we need to share that with the people.
So Andrew Watts breakdowns why Diddy will get locked up and why they'll be able to fix the problem. No, we don't want no commercials. We can't do that. So you can't watch nothing nowadays because they put commercials on everything.
Take
Everything
advantage.
got
If you're
ads.
interested in
Everything got
promoting your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News, music, brand, or even yourself, email me, Sam Ant at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for more information. Don't wait. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I'm your brother Ogai from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your man Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. You're in the building for another edition of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, a special edition.
Whatever. The beef with the locks got ugly between Beanie Siegel and them.
Yeah, man, you and Jay, man, y'all did some fire tracks, man. Pretty much every collab y'all did, man, was fire, man. Reservoir Dogs, how did that record come about?
And that's around the time when I had just got signed to Rockefeller. And Jay, I think that was on volume 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Jay called me up to do that record. I was in gear. I ain't know nothing about none of the politics or none of that was going on. All I knew was I was about to be on a record with Jay, Sauce Money, and the Locks. That was crazy for me, but no album out at the time. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy time for me.
How was the studio session like for that record?
The studio session was good. It was cool. We had to do 2 studio sessions.
Why?
I think the first session, only me and Sheik rap. I don't even think Sauce rap yet. And we came back.
Sauce Money.
Came back and finished it.
Did you know at that time that Styles P was taking shots at Jay on that record?
Yeah, after I heard it, like, it had to take me a while I knew before it came out. But it took, not at first. I was too busy on the high of just being on a record with them. So after hearing it a couple times, and my man, like, well, we looked at each other and was like, it was Styles, like, taking shots. But we was too busy on a cloud of me just being on a record with them. We wasn't even thinking about that until later on.
Politics.
It's like, oh, yeah, it was crazy. It definitely could have got crazy, though.
Yeah, I did an interview with Styles P. He was telling me that, you know, that beef between you and the Locks, man, was getting real, man.
That wasn't like now where people be playing games on the internet.
We got back on.
What you think was gonna happen, nephew? It was gonna get real in the streets?
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's gonna get real.
All right, let's see what else they got. Demonic X Parties video surviving Diddy. Man, they've been on Diddy so hard. I don't even want to.
Oh man.
This man Diddy right here.
Ole. What's up, my brother? How you doing? How you doing?
Always drinking.
Oh, you know, I got a mix today. You know, I got a coffee to keep me up.
How do you don't smoke, right?
I do not
How
smoke.
you be dealing with niggas be up here smoking?
That's wild. What else we got on here, man? Let's keep on going through here. Vlad talking about Diddy. Everybody named mama talking about Diddy. Look, you can't miss it. What's going on with the Young Thug trial?
Good trending topic. For real.
Mr. Murphy, how you doing today?
How you doing?
Diddy ain't been so much.
I'm all right, thank you. My name is Max Shard. I represent Shin.
People don't even know how to feel about it.
I'm going to start out. We're going to start out discussing the April 12th, 2015 incident at the Sick Dock.
Okay.
I'm going to say some names, and I want to know if prior to that date, you knew who these people were. D'Angelo White.
No, sir.
How about a Christian James?
No, sir.
How about Dexter Montgomery?
No.
May I approach?
Maybe.
Imagine if ChatGPT
Oh,
and
man.
Canva had a baby.
Shit.
That's at
They
creativity.
trying to get me, bro. The fuck? We don't care. Go to Biz Talk. Go download TRAFLIX. Fuck they whatever they advertise. The Young Thug trial live. He looked like he ready to cry.
He sure do.
He said, sure do. That boy gonna cry in the car.
Yeah, he like he ready to break.
Is he the one snitching?
Look like he ready to shoot.
Yeah, he look like he ready to. He look like he ready to tell on everybody else.
He look like he been on the phone already talking about it all.
That's how these niggas be. They be tough on the internet and on the streets and shit. Then they get in these courtrooms, boy. That's how they be looking. Ready to break down and tear up. On his mind, he probably thinking, am I about to take the fall for this shit? Because, you know, somebody got to go to jail when it's a RICO case and it's this serious. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a stand-up soldier. He just sad about the situation.
Yeah, he just like, yeah, what's going on? He trying to figure out how to go about it.
Yeah. Sad situation. Young men need to learn from this situation. With these cell phones and the internet and all these cameras and all this shit.
Yeah, it really ain't no getting away with nothing. It ain't worth it.
The internet gonna solve the crime.
Well, you got an IRS on you and everything.
Yes, sir. I can't even hear nothing. What they do, mute it? Oh, I muted it.
Was I present?
No, sir.
Were any other individuals present?
It was just me. I can't remember how you pronounce his name.
Kokomo.
Mr. Kokomo. It was just me.
He's world famous now, Mr. Kokomo.
Oh yeah.
So, did Mr. Kokomo tell you anything about what you need to say or anything like that?
No, I asked him, sir. He like, I can't answer nothing.
You tried to ask him a question and
Yeah,
he said
he
he
said
can't
I
give
can't.
you any answers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was he able to play for you the proffer that you gave in 2016?
Yes, sir.
Proffer agreement.
Okay, and watching that
You know what that
proffer
means?
excuse me, listening to that proffer statement you
Elaborate.
made in 2016, did that remind you of some of the
A
things that you said in
proffer
2016?
is when like
Yes,
he
it
got
remind me
caught
of
for a crime, but I think he told on someone else to get away from him, to get off of it. Let's keep going.
mentally ill and on drugs too, but yeah, it reminded me.
We got viral.
Did it remind you also
We clipping this out.
about the incident
Yes,
from April 12th, 2015?
yes.
Okay. And Mr. Kokomo, if you would please approach, if Your Honor would allow, to and show Mr. Murphy on your screen what you reviewed.
Who all in the room? He on the stand.
You see, you not wearing no type of county. Nada.
He ain't wearing no jail
You got
clothes.
DS10,
Yeah.
which is no, I'm not. I can play it.
You saying that's not jail clothes?
Oh no. He outside.
I don't know what's going on, so I'm not going.
Right now or something.
You say he out on bail?
I want to do it.
I believe so.
We got to figure it out. We don't know right now. I don't even want to jump to no conclusions. But he definitely on state.
Oh, he understand, but he fighting.
Now, whose side he on or what's going on? I don't know that yet. I'm gonna figure that out right now, depending on the next couple.
Your Honor, may I replay a couple seconds for Mr.
Is DS
Murphy?
Is DS10 already been admitted?
It has not.
Well, I think you need to probably authenticate it.
Well, and that's why we played it for him earlier.
You can't play it for him unless he's.
I understand, and
admitted.
correct. And he needs to authenticate it by hearing it because it's an audio statement.
Right, unless someone has some headphones for him to do it.
Okay.
And this is
We can
going
do it
down
with the
to me,
headphones.
right?
That's fine.
Yeah. Young Thug YSL Rico charge GA versus Jeffrey. They go Thug. No, I guess they get to wear regular clothes. I don't know.
Let's go.
Thug looks like he put on some weight in there.
Oh yeah, for sure. He like he gained some weight. He got chubby and everything.
I don't know what I mean.
Did you hear enough of the statement to know what that statement is?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And is what will be submitted as DS10A? Is that a fair and accurate representation of the proffer statement you gave on February 16th, 2016?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, subject to previous discussions that we've had, I would move to admit DS10A into evidence.
Is DS10A the entirety of it or just part one or part two?
It is part one.
Then we would object because we believe that the entirety of the statement.
I have no problem with that.
Other than DS10 is admitted in that and can be published as you see fit.
Subject to
the appropriate early objections and direction of the court.
And Your Honor, say just what's clarity, will DS10 actually be?
Free Thug, man.
If we're going to admit the whole thing, then we can just
Free
do
Thug.
DS10.
Well, okay, then, any further objection to DS10?
No.
All right, DS10 is admitted.
Mr. Kokomo, I'm gonna need.
Let's look at the comment.
Mr. Murphy, were you also able to review, did you have an opportunity to review a surveillance video?
Yeah, from the it was the gas
Look,
station.
okay. Your Honor, may Mr. Kokomo approach the witness after he shows his statement.
What's it marked as?
DS9.
What's going on with bro right here?
Yeah, uncomfortable.
Huh?
You tell he uncomfortable.
May Mr. Kokomo approach Mr. Murphy?
Has it been shown to,
It has, and it's been shared via email as well.
okay, all right. You may approach.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Murphy, what's been marked as DS9.
Who is this guy?
What do you recognize that as?
The date at the gas station.
Even real, I'm not sure.
I don't know his name, but the shooting.
From April 12, 2015?
I think
From the Citgo gas station on Jonesboro Road? And was it surveillance video?
Yes.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of the events of April 12, 2015?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we would ask to admit DS9 into evidence.
Any objection to DS9? All right, DS9's
Oh, they had
admitted.
me in evidence. He said he compromising that these
Okay,
people this.
thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Murphy, I'm going to ask you some questions about April 12, 2015.
Okay.
If you remember, I'm going to ask you to answer the questions. If you don't remember, I may ask if you remember giving a previous statement about that.
Okay.
Okay? And just be honest, we'll go from there. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. First of all, April 12, 2015, you were in a house before you went to the gas station, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That house belonged to someone you call Hot Rod, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That house was off of Bromack Road in Atlanta, correct?
I can't remember the road, but it was in Atlanta.
That house was within a couple minutes drive of the Citgo.
Yes.
It was close.
Yes.
The house was off of Browns Mill Road, is that correct? Would that be the main road that would take you to,
Yes.
to the house?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That house that you were at on April 12, 2015, you used to go to that house to get high, correct? Okay. You were a drug addict on April 12, 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You used to pop pills, correct?
Yes.
And specifically Percocet?
He's
Yes.
everything.
Did you also pop other pills?
Yes.
Tell me what other pills you would pop at that time period.
Xanax, Seroquel.
Okay. And you would also take Molly, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And can you explain what Molly is?
It's I don't know it's MDAD or I forgot what it's the chemical.
MDMA?
Yeah, that.
Okay. And how does Percocet, how would that affect you?
It's supposed to make like pain go away, I think, but like if you.
Well, I'm asking how it would affect you. Why did you take it?
It gets you high.
Okay. And when you say get you high, does it make you sleepy? Does it make you hyper? That's what I'm asking. The effect it has on you.
It just have you up like floating.
Floating. Okay. What about the Molly?
It's the upper. It keeps you up.
Okay. And you would take
Telling
Molly
every goddamn thing.
4 times a week or so, correct?
Every day.
Every day? Typically, you would use about 1 to 1.5 grams a day. Is that correct?
Yeah, it depends on how much money or how much Molly I had, but yeah.
Is it true that one of the big limitations on how much you would take is how much you could afford?
Yes.
That night in particular, on April 12th, 2015, you were getting high at Hot Rod's spot, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You were on the couch in the front of the house, correct? Getting high?
I think so. I can't really recall. I think I was on the couch.
Did you take 3 to 4 grams of Molly? Did you take more than you usually take?
Yeah, I think I remember that because I know I was up probably about a week straight, about 5 days straight.
Do you recall telling, saying in your proffer statement in February 2016 that you took 3 to 4 grams of Molly?
I heard me say that on the recorder.
Okay, and that would be about 3 times your normal amount?
Yeah.
Okay, and you also took Percocet that day, correct?
Yes.
2 to 3 pills?
Yes.
Okay. And you recall saying that in your proffer?
Yes, I heard that recording.
From your recollection, to the extent that you have one, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest you've ever been, 1 being sober, where were you that night?
11.
Okay. So let's talk about the people that were at that house, at Hot Rod's house, on April 12th, 2015, while you were getting high, okay? You were there.
Yes.
They going all the way back to 2015.
Batty was there.
Yes.
Correct? A man named Nard, whose government name is Demise McMullen, was there, correct?
Yes.
Nard was in the back.
I think I can't really remember where he was at, but he was there.
Okay. And was there another person there as well? Do you recall?
Oh, I can't really remember. I think.
Do you recall in your February 2016 agreement saying that a J was also present?
I don't recall saying it, but I probably did say that though.
Okay. Well, could you explain to me, and you might not use that term anymore,
So he
and
kinda
I don't
already
like using that
told
term, but could you
his
explain
age
what a J is?
a long time ago.
Somebody who like homeless, sprung out on drugs.
Okay. When you said a J was present in that house, J is short for junkie.
Yeah,
correct?
chunky. Yeah.
Okay.
See, they probably didn't even know this.
You said you know Jeffrey Williams.
Oh, they did.
Correct?
Yes.
Jeffrey Williams was not at the house that night, correct?
No.
Okay, you said you know Shannon Stillwell.
Yes.
He was not at the house that night, correct?
No.
Okay, I believe you said you knew Diamante Kendrick, correct?
Yes.
He was not at the house that night, correct?
No.
Okay, now these other gentlemen that you do not know, or said you did not know, I want you to look at them. Were any of these gentlemen in the house that night?
No.
Okay. Your relationship with Nard, who was in the house that night, how long had you known Nard? Do you remember?
Probably like a year before that.
Okay. Is it true that Nard had recently been released from doing a bid?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And your relationship with Nard was essentially one that you would get high together, correct?
Yes.
Nard was an addict too, wasn't he?
Yes.
He would pop pills, correct?
Yes.
He would use Molly, correct?
Yes.
Was he high that night?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is DK.
Your understanding is a phone call was made to Nard, correct?
So this is why.
Okay, and Nard came from the back, went to the kitchen, and handed you a chopper.
Yes.
On April 12th, 2015.
Yes.
Okay. And he said, let's ride. Isn't that correct?
I think it was something like that.
Okay. You didn't know at that time what any of this was about. You just knew that Nard gave you a gun, correct?
Yes.
And when I say chopper, we're talking about an assault rifle.
Yeah, it shoot bigger bullets than a handgun.
Okay. And after Nard handed you that gun, Nard, yourself, and Fatty left in a white truck, correct?
Yes.
A white Nitro.
I don't know what kind it was. It was white though.
That belongs to who you call OG Bentley.
Yes.
Okay. And Nard was driving, correct?
Yes.
And he had a assault rifle.
Yes.
You were in the passenger seat, correct?
Yes.
And Fatty was in the back.
Yes.
And you drove to the Citgo. Or I should say Nard drove to the Citgo.
Yes.
Okay. And that took a minute or two.
Yeah. No time.
You said no time?
Yeah, no time.
Okay. And in that ride to the Citgo, at that time, on the ride, did you have any conversation with Nard to the point that you understood what this was all about?
I don't recall if I did.
Okay. When you arrived at the Citgo, you and Nard both got out of the car, correct? Or the truck?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. The truck parked in the Citgo parking lot and both of you got out.
Yes.
Okay. And both of you were armed with assault rifles.
Yes.
Okay. And when you arrived, you saw OG Bentley and Hot, correct?
I saw OG Bentley, yeah.
Okay, you saw OG Bentley. And OG Bentley was in the store, correct?
I think so.
By the front door of the store.
He was there. I don't really remember like where he was at though.
Okay. Do you recall in your proffer saying that you saw OG Bentley in the store and you told Bentley to come out the store?
I ain't hear that part. I watched it, but I ain't hear that part. I mean, I listened to it, but I ain't hear that part.
Okay. Do you remember what OG Bentley looked like when you arrived at that Citgo?
You mean that day?
When you arrived?
Do I remember what he looked like?
Yes, not what he looked like. Like, what does OG Bentley look like? Did he look scared?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he looked scared? Is that the truth?
Yeah, that's what I said in the interview. So, I mean, yeah, I think so.
Okay. And did OG Bentley point at another car? Or did Nard point at another car?
I think it was Nard that
You
pointed.
think it was Nard that pointed at another car after speaking to OG Bentley?
Yeah.
Okay. And that other car that was pointed out to you, was that the car that these other gentlemen, as we later find out, were in?
Yeah, that I later found out. I couldn't see who was in there at the time though.
At the time. So a car was pointed out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And was OG Bentley at that point still in the store, to your recollection?
I can't remember. I know when the car got pointed at, I went toward the car.
Okay, so we're about to get there. So when that car was pointed out, what did you do?
I went towards the car.
You went towards the car with the assault rifle?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your purpose of going to the car?
Trying to see who was in it.
Okay. And why were you interested in who was in the car?
I was just trying to see what's going on.
What did it matter to you who was in the car? How did that car concern you?
I figured that's what we came for, to see who was in the car.
Okay.
To see what was going on.
And you ran up to the car, and then what happened?
The back window came down, I think. I think it was the back or the front. One of the windows came down.
A window in the car?
Yeah, as I was like getting up on the car.
And did you see movement in the car?
Yes.
And how did that affect you?
I bailed out. Like,
You said you what?
I backed up.
You backed up.
Hmm.
Why did you back up?
I couldn't tell what they was doing. I had 10 windows.
So were you backing up in caution? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Even though you were armed with an assault rifle?
Yes.
You were backing up. Is it your understanding at this point that Bentley called y'all to the scene because they were scared that the gentlemen in the car were plotting to rob them? And that's why they wouldn't exit the store.
Objection, speculation as to what the other men were doing.
Were Hot Rod and Bentley refusing to exit the store until you arrived?
Yes.
With guns?
Yes.
Did Hot Rod and Bentley have any guns on them?
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Did you ever see them with guns that night?
No.
In the store? Okay. Okay, after you ran up and then backed off with the car, Nard also ran up to the car, and he also had an assault rifle, correct?
I didn't see that part.
Okay. Let's just, with what you saw, you know you ran up to the car with an assault rifle, and as a result, the car that you ran up on sped off,
Yeah.
correct? They left the they left the parking lot.
They did.
Objection, speculation.
I stand the objection.
It's not speculation. You saw them leave the parking lot. Okay. And once they left the parking lot, and let me back up. Where that car was right next to the car that that Bentley and Hot Rod had come to the gas station in, correct?
Yeah, I found it out after they pulled off.
Okay. So once the car left the parking lot that you ran up on, Bentley and Hot Rod were able to exit the store and get back to their car, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And that's what they did once that other car left.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the car with the other gentleman in it that you ran up on left the parking lot and went down Jonesboro Road, correct?
I couldn't see where they went from the video, but they pulled off from right there where they was at.
Okay. Isn't it true that in your proffer statement, you... Yeah, we got eyes and shine.
This getting deep, man.
For sure. It's getting deep.
Bentley and Hot Rod got in the car that they were in, correct?
Yes.
And there was also a woman and children in their car, correct?
Yes.
So that car that they were in that was right next to the car you ran up on had a child in it, 2 children in it, correct?
Objection, speculation.
I stand the question. You were crazy.
Did you see the children?
Yes.
Okay, did that car have children in it?
Yes.
Okay, so you scared a car off and got them away from the car with the 2 children in it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the car you scared off went down Jonesboro Road by the cemetery is what you said in your proffer. And you all went down Browns Mill Road, correct?
Objection, speculation. He scared the car off.
I stand the objection.
Okay, the car that left after you ran up on it went down Jonesboro Road towards the cemetery, correct?
Yes.
And you and Nard and Hot Rod and Bentley and the 2 children and the lady went down Browns Mill Road, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kokomo, could I have you come up here for a second? Are you familiar with the area?
I grew up around that area.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. I might not need Mr. Kokomo. Headed south if I leave the Citgo and head south on Jonesboro Road, and you leave the Citgo and head southwest on Brownsmill Road, as long as both of us stay straight, we're never going to meet up, are we?
There's no way.
It's not going to intersect. Okay? But your cars eventually did intersect, correct?
Yes.
And the cars intersected. The cars intersected because the car that you chased off took a right on Harper Road to get back to Brownsmill Road, correct?
Yeah, I don't remember what that road. I think that's the name of it. I don't remember the name of it, but they made a right off of Jonesboro Road that would got them back to Brownsville.
And what happened was Nard was driving down Brownsmill Road with you back in the passenger seat and Fatty in the back, correct?
Yes.
And Nard saw that same car driving up the road that connects, that you don't know the name of, towards Brownsmill Road.
Yes.
And the car you were in, the white truck, was at the intersection. At a stop sign.
I think it's the other way around. I think we was going down the street and they was coming up on the intersection.
Okay. And your cars were coming together again.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even see this car coming back towards the white Nitro, did you?
No, they're not on my side of the car. Coming from that way, you would have. You can't. There's no way I could have seen.
Okay. And Nard, the driver, said he saw the car coming at y'all, correct?
Yes.
And Nard said,
Objection, hearsay.
it's not for the truth of the matter asserted. It's in the state elicited testimony about this very same statement.
Still hearsay.
They elicited.
I'm saying the objection.
Okay. Did Nard indicate that he saw the car coming?
Yes.
And did Nard pull out his assault rifle from his floorboard?
Yes.
Did he roll down his window on the driver's side, which was on the side that they were approaching?
Yes.
Mr. Steelman? Oh, I mean, sorry. Yeah. May I approach the...
Can you and Miss Hilton come up for a photo, please?
All right. So who had the baby in the car? Was it the people that was approaching that they chased off? Or was it the dudes in the store with a girl and two kids? And that's why they had to come protect them.
Yeah, I think it was the people that was in the store.
Okay. And I'm sure they got camera footage of the whole shit because it's at a store, so it's cameras there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure that part out.
I think it's muted.
This is pretty deep right here.
Y'all think it's muted? Sir God, you gotta unmute it.
Nah, they muted it, wasn't me. YSL co-founder testifies for prosecution, bro. So, man, it's a lot that goes into this. So I guess the people that put Rich Homie Quan on is the same people that's cool with the dude that Young Thug was beefing with that just got out of jail, wife and Lucci or somebody. And his manager ended up getting killed or some shit. And I think this is what a lot of it is about. The big part. Yeah, this is crazy. But I didn't mute it. It's just muted. I don't know why. They muted it. This day 59, bro.
Somebody killed Lucci manager.
I'm sure we're gonna get off into that. It's so much going on though. And they trying to say Rich Homie Quan told. Yeah, the manager is in there. So all right, let's get to the next video.
Soul to EO West. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Rich Homie Quan snitching. At this point, I'm not even surprised. Not only has more paperwork dropped in the YSL case, but an audio recording just dropped of none other than Rich Homie Quan spitting a whole verse to law enforcement about Young Thug.
Right. So my hand was on the spot. I saw it clear, show together. I'm like, I'm just asking yourself. Everybody been talking about it. I'm gonna just be a man and ask myself. Right. Straight up, man. Those who ask them, we just can't prove. Right. Point blank period. I ain't gonna rap, I ain't telling them. I'm just being real with y'all. Cause that's how much I love Lil, man. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit real fucked up, bro.
While it may be hard for some to understand Rich Homie speaking a language native to the streets of Atlanta, what he's speaking on is the very murder that would cause the fall of YSL.
I got one of the biggest
All right, it's back on.
Atlanta, Georgia.
That's nut right there.
There
Big
are
nut.
shell casings up and down the street. Now, I'm told one of the men who was shot, a man in his mid-20s, is in critical condition, but that his status could change for the worse overnight.
Rich Homie Quan's former manager, Donovan Thomas, who went by the name Peanut or Big Nut, was a member of the Inglewood family Bloods. His 2015 assassination outside of an Atlanta barbershop would result in a back-and-forth war between Inglewood family and Sex Money Murder. The majority of the violence will be documented in the YSL indictment. Prosecutors allege Young Thug was in communications with Sex Money Murder leader Kyle Ory, who's currently serving a life sentence in Georgia State Prison. Big Nut was said to have snitched against members of the gang, and prosecutors allege Young Thug orchestrated his death by renting the vehicle YSL members would later use to commit the drive-by that took Nut's life. After the hit, Thug and the alleged shooters would take a trip to Miami to lay low. Rich Homie Quan would speak with investigators explaining he never saw Thug in Atlanta after the murder. He was going to confront him at a Miami show over the rumors that Thug played a part in Nut's death. Rich Homie would allege people knew Thug had something to do with it, but they couldn't prove it. He'd then say he isn't a rat and he isn't telling. He's just keeping it real with investigators. Rich Homie would also allege Thug was jealous of the relationship he had with Nut, as Thug wanted to control the Atlanta music scene, and Nut was keeping Rich Homie at a distance from Thug. This wasn't all Rich Homie would speak on, though. 2 pictures of the interview transcripts would make its way to News Made It. Rich Homie would state him and Thug frequented or resided in the same condominium leading up to Nut's death, and that they were cool. But after the murder, they drifted apart. 14 minutes into the interview, Rich Homie would speak on his truck being shot up and immediately calling Young Thug, alleging his people were behind it. He'd then speak on his father's barber shop being shot up and knowing whoever did it had something to do with Nut's death. 4 months before Nut was killed, a gunman would open fire inside of a barber shop, striking Rich Homie's father 4 times. The barber shop had just been shot up a month prior to this incident. Investigators believe the attack stemmed from Rich Homie beefing with local rappers, but at the time, Rich Homie Quan denied the rumors. Now speaking with investigators, when asked why his father would be targeted, Rich Homie explained at the time, him and Thug were doing shows together, but he was getting the most money. They wanted his dad out of the picture to further control Rich Homie's management, and they knew his dad was at the barbershop 24/7. He had no proof Thug was behind the shooting, but he did bring up an argument his dad had with Birdman. His father wouldn't share the details on what was said, but would later tell him, "We're gonna fall back from them." 22 minutes into the interview, Rich Homie was asked why he wouldn't sign with Birdman, and he explained other artists are constantly complaining about their financial situation. He felt he'd make more money on his own, and then later signed. Rich Homie would say that after Nut was killed, he didn't contact Thug, and Thug didn't contact him. Thug would move out of the condo about 2 weeks after the murder, and when asked why Thug called him Bitch Homie Quan 2 months after Nut's death, he didn't have an answer. Providing the investigator with Young Thug's phone numbers, the investigator asked if Thug ever made any threatening messages to him, but Rich Homie would state he's smarter than that. Roughly 30 minutes into the interview, the paperwork would be cut off. So realistically, we don't know how long Rich Homie sat down with investigators, but we do know he's on the YSL witness list. This leaves the possibility that Rich Homie would be called in to testify against Thug, as he'd have to recite everything said in the interview in front of you.
Just like everybody else.
So did Rich Homie Quan snitch?
Boy,
absolutely.
Boy, it's a lot. You see
He's
all the
alleged Thug
names
was
on that
behind the
list?
murder of Nut, the shooting of his father, and the shooting of his truck. Rich Homie would say he's keeping it real with investigators, and regardless of whether or not he portrayed a street lifestyle and abides by the street code, this is another major loss for the city of Atlanta, as another Atlanta rapper has cooperated. Now this is bad, and from what I heard from a source in Atlanta, the DA is trying to find out who's leaking all this, and they're trying to put charges on people for leaking this information, because stuff like
Ain't supposed to be out, man. That put people, families in danger and everything.
I hear myself. Yes, I'm listening.
I said, we can't, Woody, I can't make it any
So
clearer.
that's this point.
No, it's not pointless. Like I said, we'll communicate. What I'm saying is, I can't offer you anything. Investigator Flores can't offer you anything. We can let the district attorney's office know and down there that you were cooperating.
The information I had.
Cooperating.
On the head right now.
I mean, we can pass it to
I'm
them.
saying you pass it to them. I'll think something gonna happen today.
What's gonna happen?
Somebody's supposed to get killed tonight.
Who?
You know who.
I don't know who. But there's so much going on in the city, I don't know who. You're gonna have to.
This is a murder that about to take place with some very high people. And just stuff that I know right now. Now, I mean, she'll be able to help me get out of my situation. I can tell y'all this much right here. I know people are gonna do it.
Take them down.
I can get the time when they gonna do it. So y'all can catch them in the act. And
Let me know when you ready. I'm just getting into it.
I mean, Bluetooth locked up.
Sure can.
I'm getting a little bit.
So how?
Y'all always been tight.
Who?
Kid.
Who's always been tight?
Sure can.
I know.
He's mad. He's obsessed with this guy. He won. This is as much as I can say. Cause y'all already taken.
Wait, you're like, ooh, I'm gonna get lost. You said who's tight with the show? No, your friend's not here. Nobody can hear you. Like your friend's not here. We moved him for that purpose.
The person y'all just think that I didn't tell me anything. He wants him. He want him as bad.
So you're talking about Jeffrey.
But one thing I do know you can call someone on their phone and they hear what I have to say. And I can call this person right here in y'all face with a better background and let y'all hear and see his face. Tell me how they plan on doing this. Or
call who?
The person I'm talking about. I care for him and I hate I'm doing it to him, but
who?
I don't think I'm not gonna say.
You know someone. Sure I don't know.
Just somebody who's close to me.
Is it young bug?
I ain't saying no name. Hold on. What time it is? 7:04. If I can be released before 11 to 12 o'clock, show you how serious I am. If I can be released, let people see me and Money coming out of jail together. The city jail for whatever. Y'all can be right there to see me meet up with them and discuss it. Well, how y'all want to take it by then? Y'all see where Cuddy ran in, y'all can catch me in the act. Y'all can do that. Right now, this nigga here is so smart, he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how he used to move. He moved different. But he want this nigga so bad that he's back reckless. Why he want so bad? Because I can give you everybody's name. I give you the cards that I know. Or like I said, I don't know what cards they're gonna use because the card, they don't have a hot card up on my knowledge right now, but most likely, like I said, I can meet up with them right before they do it. Y'all
That
can
puts you in too much danger. You can't do that.
No.
That we're gonna have to rethink a plan. They're not gonna do that. Because if God forbid something happens to you, it's on us.
No, it's different because they trust me. They trust me. Even with the situation with me and Thug, we both look at each other sideways when we around. But he still do this a lot. I just look at him like, he's still stupid. You know what I mean? Like you rich, why would you be stupid? That's why I get away from him. I get away from him. That's why you never see me post it. I don't know, you know what I mean? I just hate being around. But the truth is, these niggas right here, you can sit right here. They wouldn't even look your way. You can sit right there at, let's say 656. You could be sitting right there, and they would come in, and they go talk to me right there while you right there. How can I help myself? That's all I'm asking.
Like I said, we can't, I can't make it any
So
clearer.
that's just pointless.
No, it's not pointless. Like I said, we'll communicate. What I'm saying is, I can't offer you anything. Investigator Flores can't offer you anything. We can let the district attorney's office know and down there that you were cooperating.
That boy,
That's crazy. You see that nigga?
That's kind of informant for you.
That nigga telling that.
We'll see how.
We'll continue with Mr. Murphy's examination. Is it likely we will complete him tomorrow? Not tomorrow. Monday.
That'll be contingent upon the defense, Your Honor.
Do you have other witnesses just in case?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I would advise you to have a witness or two in pocket. So just in case,
yes.
Please do not come to me and say, Judge, we didn't call anybody for the day, because sometimes, you know, things rapidly come to a conclusion. So at least have somebody you can call so we can work and have a full day, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, and we do plan on getting that list over to Defense Counsel today. I don't think it'll be about 5, but we will get the list over for next week for today, today. And the exhibit list. So we'll be sending up, the witness list should be coming, I think, momentarily. And,
Okay, well, when
Chicago police were able to identify Fefe since he didn't cover up the heart tattoo on his face while committing the crimes. And he allegedly stole multiple safes and cash from restaurants and other businesses. Video cameras from the business also allegedly recorded Fefe as he broke in and removed items. Not long after the news hit the internet, body cam footage of Fefe getting arrested was released for everyone to see.
He said I was stealing. I wasn't stealing. I went in the bathroom. He called me and said I was stealing.
Okay. I'm okay for now. So they said that you went in the restaurant and took some stuff before?
No, I never stole nothing. So you can check me. I was leaving now. And I didn't know that was
Not long after this, Fefe was transported to the police station for more questioning. And that's when things got crazy. Before investigators could even begin questioning him, Fefe was already breaking down since he didn't want to get locked up for a felony.
I'm trying to go to jail for no felony. You ain't going to no jail. You ain't getting no felony. If I did that, I admit it. I'll take the blame, bro. I ain't trying to go down with this, bro. I'm trying to question. I ain't talking about some, I stole from him 6 months ago.
Fefe was snitch on one of the store owners who accused him of stealing out of his store.
Niggas sell weed out the store and I can show you a video of it. He's selling drugs to the girl. On my dead grandma like that. He's a trucker drug dealer, bro. So he sauced it up with y'all came. He said, how out that store, bro? On the holy Bible. And Jackson. Just said the first one. He's looking at me. I'm not happy, bro. I can stress him. I can call him right now to the police station and tell him to meet him. The same guy. He tell you to meet him. I bet you will bust.
And the interrogation didn't last too long since Fefe got the police to turn his body camera off.
I'm gonna turn this off right now so I can tell you. I'm gonna turn it off.
The situation instantly went viral on social media, and Fefe later revealed on an Instagram live that what he did wasn't snitching since his name wasn't in the paperwork.
I'm showing this dumb. That's how I even see me get locked up for no murder and shit. Now just see me and say shit stuff looking bad and dirty. Now I'm snitching. Because I'm crying and I'm a real street boy. I ain't gonna tell them that was just a misunderstanding. I mean, I ain't know. I mean, it is what it is. I knew. I'm talking about I knew. I'm talking about I ain't know it was gonna go left.
DJ UTV asked Fefe more about the situation.
Man, these niggas be telling.
Stingers.
That boy 1090 Jake be on it.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Young Thug's new indictment and the biggest snitch inside of YSL. While things are looking bad enough for Atlanta rapper Young Thug, his case just took a turn for the worst after a new indictment was announced. Arrested back in May of 2022, Thug was one of 28 people indicted under a 56-count Georgia state RICO. Accused of racketeering and participation in criminal street gang activity, Young Thug has been identified as one of 3 founders of YSL, short for Young Slime Life. What many thought of as just a rap label would be described by law enforcement as one of Atlanta's deadliest street gangs with ties to the nationally known Sex Money Murder Gang, a subset of the Bloods. After Thug's arrest, his house will be subject to a search that recovered drugs and a machine gun, leading to 6 additional charges, 3 of which were drug-related and the other 3 weapons-related. These charges will be used in an additional indictment that was filed on August 5th. Since news broke of the YSL takedown, it became less of a question if anyone was going to snitch, but more so a matter of who and when. In the days following Young Thug's additional indictment, paperwork hit the internet faster than a celebrity sex tape, accusing one of YSL's shooters of snitching. A blurry picture would make its way through social media, and if anyone squinted their eyes hard enough to read it, it would state a man named Kenneth Copeland, who's more commonly known as Lil Woody, was a witness in the murder of 26-year-old Donovan Thomas, aka Peanut, a high-ranking Inglewood family blood.
You want me right here, nigga? I got one of the biggest bloods in America with me, my nigga. You did. Atlanta, Georgia, nigga.
Morning, the search is on for the person who shot 3 people, including a 14-year-old. One man died.
All 3 victims, including a 14-year-old, were brought here to Grady Memorial Hospital, and 26-year-old Donovan Thomas was in the most serious condition, and the medical examiner's office confirmed he did not survive.
A significant injury. We had at least multiple gunshots in the upper torso area. He was rushed to surgery.
Thomas died at the hospital. Homicide detectives looked for bullet holes and brought in a police canine to search for more shell casings. They believe it was a drive-by shooting.
That's the word that we're getting. We're trying to see if we can get any type of video to verify that.
According to the DA, this murder was said to have caused 37 violent acts of retaliation, including 4 murders. His death would make rappers choose sides, and as the war between Inglewood family and YSL let loose, this would also be ground zero for the criminal indictment. Kenneth Copeland, aka Lil Woody, was one of multiple witnesses who saw Young Thug at a McDonald's the night of the murder. Woody would tell investigators he was with Young Thug when Thug rented the car used in the drive-by triple shooting that sent fatal rounds through Peanut's chest. He told investigators he knew it was the one the suspects used and stated he was in the parking lot of a McDonald's immediately after the shooting. The McDonald's was 10 minutes away from the shooting scene, and Woody told investigators he watched Young Thug drive his white Jeep into the parking lot as 4 men got out. He identified them as Scarface, Nard, SB, and Yak Gotti. Scarface would get into Woody's car where he told Woody they just killed Nut. Multiple witnesses stated immediately after the shooting, Young Thug and the suspected shooters would meet at his condo where they packed their bags and headed to Miami. All of these witness statements would easily be confirmed by detectives as cell phone records would show multiple suspects and gang members making calls to Young Thug before and after the murder. Using the same phone records, GPS coordinates told detectives the suspects relocated to Thug's condo in Midtown Atlanta. Multiple suspects, persons of interest, and gang members stated to detectives Young Thug was aware of the murder and even orchestrated it, as witnesses saw him near the murder scene just minutes after it happened and then at the McDonald's 10 minutes away. Paying close attention to the paperwork, it clearly states there were multiple witnesses, meaning Lil Woody wasn't the only snitch, but he may be the biggest snitch in YSL. Another picture of paperwork would find its way to the internet detailing an alleged interview Lil Woody gave to the police. Woody would be named as a victim, and on January 20th of 2020, he was arrested for violating probation and transported to the Fulton County Jail. Investigators obtained an order of production before transporting Woody to the police headquarters for an interview to discuss the recent shootings surrounding the death of Peanut. Surprisingly, Woody didn't give any details on the murder. Investigators decided to ask him about another drive-by in which he was the target and his child and girlfriend were present. Woody gave the name Tay as someone he recognized. Investigators showed him a photo lineup, specifically including a man named Octavius Franklin, a known associate of Peanut and member of the Inglewood family Bloods. Woody was unable to identify Tay, stating there was another Tay, but he didn't know his real name. Woody then said Tay has a brother named Wu, who was a well-known Blood. Investigators knew Wu as Javante Fleetwood, and further investigation would reveal his brother, Dalavante Fleetwood. A photo of Dalavante was shown to Woody, and Woody positively identified him
Them niggas
as the
was
one
doing
who
shit to
shot
each
at him.
other and telling them.
So according to these two pictures floating around social media, Lil Woody not only snitched on his own people for murdering Peanut, but he also snitched on the Inglewood family Bloods for trying to murder him. While many are already convinced Lil Woody is a rat, nobody else has been able to produce any of the paperwork or even a high quality picture of the paperwork, leaving some speculating it could be fake. But that's why y'all rocking with me, and you know I'm rocking with y'all. A 2016 search warrant for Lil Woody's iPhone would reveal new details of what started the war between Inglewood and YSL, confirm Woody is a snitch, and reveal another YSL member spoke with detectives. The current investigation states on January 10th, 2015, YSL member Shannon Jackson, aka SB, fired out of a moving vehicle, shooting high-ranking Inglewood family Blood Peanut to death as he stood in front of a barber shop. Initially, this murder was said to be what started the war, but the investigation revealed 5 days prior to the murder of Peanut, an Inglewood family Blood named Kelvin Watts assaulted and attempted to rob YSL Woody at a nightclub. The Atlanta gang unit believed YSL took revenge on Inglewood family by murdering the big homie. Hours after Peanut was killed, Lil Woody's girlfriend's parents' house was shot up. Woody denied participating in the murder of Peanut, but how Inglewood family looked at it was he was the reason Peanut died. 6 months after the murder, Lil Woody would fold under pressure as he was the #1 target in the YSL Inglewood war. He'd admit to the lead detective he saw Peanut's killer SB along with Scarface, Yak Gotti, and Nard at McDonald's just after the shooting. Woody was there.
Who is these people?
What he said is, Mr. Williams Sr. saw me talking to you all, and that in and of itself could be an issue. Not that Mr. Williams Sr. threatened him, not that Mr. Williams Jr. threatened him, none of that. What he said was, me just talking to you here could be a reason that I can be harmed. And he was concerned, he was wavering on whether or not he should give a statement to the police.
That man started telling everything today, bruh. He's a member, she's a member, they're a member, we a member.
Do you know if an individual by the name of Talib Adams, also known as Bobby Hunt, is a member of YSL?
Bobby Hunt?
Yes, do you know their name?
I met him in Rush Street like a minute ago.
To your knowledge, was he a member of YSL?
I don't know. He from the West Side. I don't know.
What about Martinez Arnold, also known as Duke?
Yeah, Duke was an artist on the label too. He's a rapper.
Was he a part of the gang YSL as well?
I mean, yeah.
How Thug
They
felt
just
about
everybody.
engaging with Nard
Everybody.
and Ben
That's fucked up.
during this time.
People that probably didn't even have nothing to do with nothing is going to jail because of
Do
this.
you remember
Just telling them shit.
Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Thug was mad at you because you looked at him like a brother and that you had done so much for Thug that your only job at that point in 2015 was to watch his mother and his two sisters, Dolly and Dora.
I'm on call saying I had to watch them.
and that he wanted you to kind of lay low.
Niggas telling on all this shit. Damn. Niggas telling like crazy.
I won't tell him.
That don't even sound right.
You pled guilty to participation in a criminal street gang.
Yes.
Both you and Nard are part of YSL, the criminal street gang.
Yeah, I was charged with criminal street activity before, yeah.
And you were charged with Nard.
Yeah.
I can take that real quick.
Man, we gonna do a part 2 on this. Is this
You were also charged with aggravated assault.
Y'all make sure y'all tune in to the News You Can Use live. We will be playing some shows from the recap. Tap in with your boy for interviews. Go download TRAFLIX. We're dropping the first episode to Where the Weed At on 420. We will be in San Francisco on Hippie Hill for 420. Tap in with your boy. Shout out TRAFLIX. Shout out D-Class. Shout out C-Rob. Shout out our new host. You know what I'm saying? Mula man in the building. And we out. We about to take another shower. And we out. Sounds out all the way. Good fuck.